welcome back to the Rejuvenista. Today we are going to make some freshly brewed ginger tea. Now we're in Washington DC at the moment and it's pretty cold. It's about 30-something degrees, windy, had a little bit of snow. It's December 29th, so it's pretty cold here. Ginger tea is very healing, it's very soothing, and it's great if you get a cold and you're trying to kick it, or right if you feel like you're about to get a cold. It's something you might want to start drinking and just keep drinking it until you're, you kick the cold, the virus out of you. We're going to start with some fresh ginger root. This is a bit much. We're going to kind of portion it off. We're going to use ginger root. We are going to use some honey and a couple of lemons. Actually, probably one will suffice. We're going to make a pot full of ginger tea. So you probably want to start with a pot about this size. A few quarts big. Start by taking a colander and thoroughly rinsing off your ginger. Ideally, you want to use filtered water when cleansing and also preparing the water for your ginger. So we're going to start by rinsing the ginger very thoroughly. If you have a vegetable brush, I would highly recommend using a vegetable brush if your produce is not organic. In this case, it is organic, so we're just going to give it a nice, thorough rinsing. Okay? And then what we're going to do is we're going to go back to our juicer. Now again, this is one of my favorite juicers. This is the Champion, and it has a commercial motor. We're going to get our mug ready, and we are going to find a, in this case we'll use a plastic bag just to capture some of the residue from the ginger. And a lot of times, again, people will compost this, reuse it whenever possible. In worst case scenario, you might have to on occasion toss it, and that's perfectly fine. Ideally you want to compost it or reuse it. So we're going to start, we're going to take a couple portions of ginger, the ones that are rinsed. We're going to get our juicer ready, and we're going to run it through the juicer. Okay, about 2 inches long. This is the second piece we're going to run it through. And because we're making a bit much, we're going to get a few more pieces. And again, we're just going to keep running it through our juicer. Okay, and ginger is very pungent, it's very tangy, spicy. Some people refer to it as peppery. Alrighty. Now, the trick with this is, once we run it through the juicer, we're going to take a couple glasses. Normally I would use a pitcher, but we're going to take a couple glasses of filtered water, probably more. And there's a lot of ginger still left in this juicer. We're going to go ahead and turn the juicer on, and we're going to go ahead and run the water through the juicer. This is very potent, so we want to keep using the residue. It's pretty potent, as opposed to just adding just regular filtered water. We're going to use this for. We're going to get as much ginger out of this juicer as we can. And as you can see, it's filling up quite a bit here from the water. The first batch is very concentrated. Again, this is just getting all the ginger out of the juicer. Every bit that we can. And I'll probably get another glass. And we're going to run it through. And this is my tricks for making really, really strong ginger tea. Okay, most people don't do that, but this will ensure a really potent batch. And this is a medicinal brand because it's so potent. It becomes a medicine at this point. It's very concentrated, and again, we're still getting all that ginger out of there. So now pretty much my little mini pitcher is full. So we're going to go ahead and halt that. Now we have our pot here. We got it ready, and I'm ready to go ahead and, as you can see, the water and the concentrate ginger is now ready. Now what's even more amazing, look at the bottom of that, it's ginger residue. It's still a lot of concentrate ginger in there. So I'm going to run this through one more time with some water, because again, I'm sensing that there's a lot more ginger in here to come out. And then I'm going to get a couple more sprigs of ginger, because we're making a few quarts of ginger tea here, so we want it to be as concentrated as we possibly can. I'm going to run it through. Again, I have a few more pieces of ginger, and I never really measure, just kind of, use according to taste. taste, I call it. This one's pretty strong. So it's going to take a lot of muscle. All right, now I'm going to stop it for just a moment so you can see the ginger. This is pretty concentrate. This is the actual ginger coming through. Now, again, there's a lot of ginger residue left inside of my juicer, so I'm going to run some water through because I want to get as much of that ginger out of there as I can. Oh, it's a bit messy right now. Okay, there we go. Okay, it's coming through. Alrighty, and one last round. Alright. Last bit of water running through the juicer. Alright. So it's pretty concentrated at this point. Alrighty, as you can see, it's very concentrated. It's pretty full. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take what we have in our pot. Okay. Again, that's our concentrate ginger. In addition to the water. Okay, we're going to remove that out of the way. We're going to fill it with a little bit more water. Always filter water when possible. Okay, and get the rest of this, which is the concentrate ginger in addition to the agua, the water. Go ahead and rinse that through because, again, there are really lots of residue left on the ginger. And you're going to pretty much fill it up as much as we can. Alright, this is going to make us a nice few batches or few pitchers of fresh ginger tea. Alrighty. We're going to take it to the stove. And as you can see, we've been cooking earlier, so we're going to move these things out of the way. And open up a space. So in addition to the ginger that I just choose, we're going to take another portion of ginger. We're going to thinly slice it. We're going to slice it as thin as we possibly can. And the beautiful thing about ginger tea is, the longer, once we make it and we cool it, the longer it sits in the refrigerator, because once it's made and put into a pitcher, the longer it steeps, the more potent it becomes. And this ginger will be the ginger that actually is sitting in the ginger tea that'll help make it become a little bit more concentrate. So we're going to add this in once the ginger is brewing on the stove. So we're going to bring that ginger to a boil. And then, in this case, we're making a few quarts of tea, so we just need one lemon, no more. And a beautiful thing about the lemon is, to really get the juices flowing in the lemon, you're going to take it and you're going to roll it. You're going to roll it a little bit, just to get the juices flowing. And put this one back in our fruit bowl. We're going to go ahead and cut it in half. Now, some people, I love using fresh. Always use fresh whenever possible. A lot of people like to de-seed it. I actually would just squeeze the complete lemon with the seed into my ginger tea. So once the kitchen a little while ago. Okay, so we've got a lid. We're going to cover it up. And once you cover it, it's going to keep the steam in and it's going to help speed up the boiling process. Alright, and we've got some ginger left over. Alright, so what we're going to do, again, we're going to wait for the ginger to steep, to brew, to boil. And then once it's boiled, we're going to add the lemon and then we're going to add the honey. And it should be a little bit halfway at a boiling point at this point. And it's getting warm. I'm going to go ahead and add my freshly cut sliced lemon, or ginger, I'm sorry. Alright, we're going to keep steaming it. And it's on a high temperature, as you can see. So give it a couple more minutes. And then in the interim, what I'll do is I'm going to go ahead and prep everything else. I'm going to get my pitcher ready, my mini pitcher. I'm going to take half of the lemon so far. We'll start out with half, and again, we're going to squeeze it. And this, what I'm doing is designed for people who are busy. So some people have citrus juicers, and that's fine. I have one too. But in this case, since I've rolled it, it's gotten the juices flowing. And it's, as you can see, it's really easy to get all of the lemon juice out of the lemon. And lemon is very soothing, very healing, very cleansing to the liver. And it's medicinal. It's great when you have a cold or you feel a cold coming on. And I like it strong, so I'm going to use a whole lemon. Because again, we're making a big batch of tea. There are a lot of seeds in there. And again, keep the seeds in. Seeds are therapeutic. All right, now I've let this steep and brew for about 30 minutes, so I'm back. I'm going to go ahead and grab a ladle. I got my mug ready, and then what I'm going to do, I'm going to scoop out a couple ladlefuls. I'm going to try and leave the ginger slices there, because again, I want it to steep. As it cools off and I store it in the refrigerator, the slices of ginger is going to help the potency of it. So I'm going to, I've scooped out a whole mug full of tea. I'm going to cover it up to keep the steeping and the brewing going. This looks so delicious. You can't help but when you ladle out some tea to get a few sprigs of the ginger root, and that's perfectly fine. Salud.